For most of its life, Nintendo was not a video game company. And the reason it survived long enough to become one is not obvious at first. This is a story about patience, failure, and the quiet philosophy that turned a small workshop into a global icon. In 1889, in the ancient city of Kyoto, a craftsman named Fusajiro Yamauchi started a small business. He produced handmade playing cards, called Hanafuda. At the time, Japan was rapidly modernizing, but traditional pastimes still held a fragile place in society. Yamauchi wasn't a visionary of digital worlds, he was an artisan focused on quality. His workshop slowly earned a reputation for its beautiful, durable cards, building trust in a very narrow market. For decades, this was Nintendo, small, local, and completely dependent on a single product. But as the 20th century progressed, lifestyles changed, and the card business alone could no longer guarantee a future. The company faced a quiet but dangerous question: what comes next? When new leadership took over, they tried to reinvent the company through radical experimentation. And many of those attempts had absolutely nothing to do with games. Nintendo started a taxi service, they ventured into instant rice and other food products. They even ran a chain of so-called love hotels. Most of these ventures failed, some quickly, others painfully. Each failure chipped away at the company's certainty, but it also built a strange kind of resilience. By the 1960s, Nintendo had learned a hard lesson. Survival depended on adaptability, not on pride. It was a simple toy, created almost by accident by an employee named Gunpei Yokoi, that pushed the company back toward entertainment. The Ultra Hand, a simple extending arm, became a modest hit, but toys were an unstable, seasonal business. Nintendo needed something with a longer life, something more enduring. Then, in the 1970s, a new sound began to echo through arcades and department stores. Electronic games, they were crude, loud, and full of untapped potential. Nintendo entered this new market carefully. Their early arcade machines worked, but none of them truly defined the company. That's when a critical shift in thinking happened. Technology alone wasn't enough. While other companies chased more powerful processors and more realistic graphics, Nintendo started focusing on the experience. Games had to feel intuitive, friendly, and memorable. Characters became central to the design. Playfulness mattered more than realism. This philosophy gave birth to Donkey Kong, and with it, a plumber named Mario. It was a formula that would change everything. In the early 1980s, Nintendo decided to release a home console, the Famicom, later known as the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was a fragile moment for the industry. The video game market had crashed, leaving a trail of broken trust between players, retailers, and publishers. Nintendo responded not with aggressive marketing, but with control and discipline. Only games that met their strict standards were allowed on the platform, marked by an official seal of quality. This restored confidence, slowly but surely. Quality became a standard, not just a promise. Nintendo entered homes not as a piece of hardware, but as a shared family experience. And as it expanded, both in Japan and abroad, competition intensified with every new console generation. On paper, Nintendo often lagged behind its rivals in raw power. Their consoles weren't always the fastest or the most graphically advanced. So, instead of competing directly on those terms, the company changed its focus. It started asking who had been excluded from gaming. Families, young children, and first-time players became the priority. This led to unconventional ideas and bold design choices. The Game Boy made high-quality gaming portable. The Nintendo DS introduced touch controls to the masses. The Wii brought motion controls into living rooms around the world, attracting millions of people who had never picked up a controller before. Some of these gambles failed. The Virtual Boy was a commercial disaster. The Wii U struggled to find its audience. But even during these downturns, Nintendo resisted the urge to panic and copy its competitors. It returned to its core identity. Games were designed to create joy, to spark curiosity, and to be accessible to everyone. This consistency built a powerful bond of trust that spanned generations. Parents who grew up playing Nintendo introduced it to their children. The brand became familiar, almost timeless. Today, Nintendo is one of the oldest and most successful entertainment companies still active. Its success isn't defined by constant, unbroken dominance, it's defined by endurance. By the ability to learn from failure without abandoning its core direction. Even the company's name seems to reflect this philosophy. While its exact meaning is debated, a common interpretation of Nintendo is "leave luck to heaven." It's a phrase that suggests accepting the outcome after you've done everything in your power, after you've put in the work. A fitting idea for a company built on games, risk, and extraordinary patience. From handmade cards to vast interactive worlds, the path was never straight, but it was always honest. The key lesson from Nintendo's long history is a quiet and enduring one. Long-term success comes not from chasing the latest trend, but from deeply understanding people. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, consider subscribing for more deep dives into the companies and ideas that shape our world.